I am Likrani. I'm a holistic coach and intuitive healer. The modalities that I used for my journey, and now I am empowering others as well on their journey of self-discovery, is angelic Reiki, Theta healing, access bars. And I am also a psychic, so I do angel tarot card reading, angelic Reiki and Theta healing. I do one-to-one session, and I also teach both of the modalities to those who would like to learn them. And I also do transformational coaching, because sometimes when people come and ask me things about their life and to find their way, this is how I put Theta healing and angelic Reiki together to be able to guide people. So today we are here on this webinar to talk about people pleasers, and how being a people pleaser is blocking you from living your life, and how Theta healing can help you to shift yourself from being Alina, is that okay to put yourself on mute, please? And
Yes.
thank you so much. And it's a very interactive webinar, so if everybody is comfortable, you can put your video on. So how Theta healers will allow you to shift being a people pleaser to have the life that you would like to have. But first of all, before we go further on, actually people pleasers are people who only think about the needs of others, and they can do anything to satisfy the needs and the preferences of others rather than themselves. So the traits of people pleasers, they are people who are polite, agreeable, and affirming. They are there for others all the time, and they make sure that the needs and the preferences of other people around them are properly met. And they are also, and while doing that, they go into extreme acts of service. So because they are there to make sure that everybody around them, their needs and their preferences are met, what do? They work very hard for that. They can go to any extent to make others around them happy, comfortable, making sure that everybody has everything that they require, to the point that they themselves ignore their needs and their wants, their preferences, and also to the extent that they are always exhausted, because they always give 300 to 400% of themselves to others. And people pleasers are also people who don't look at their own needs and preferences. They are not even connected to themselves. They don't know what they want in life. They don't know where they want to go in life. Their life is actually how others are living around them. So they take a portion of everyone around them and they make a life out of that. So for them to be able to live life, is to be able to live the life of others. This is how serious this is. And also, people pleasers are people who will always avoid conflicts and confrontation. They will throw themselves under a bus instead of standing up for themselves or going into a conflict or confrontation, which is not always bad, because sometimes you have to make your point, because they believe in peace. And the underlying need for believing in peace is that they need to keep everybody around them happy. They cannot make anybody upset, because they have needs subconsciously that get satisfied with that. And also people pleasers, because they please everybody around them. They satisfy the needs, the preferences, and the wants of everybody around them, neglecting themselves emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. Their self-esteem take a toll, and people bully them around. People can be harsh to them. People can call them name. They don't care. It doesn't affect them, because their self-esteem is so low that they don't even care what others have to say about them. So their self-esteem take a toll in that journey of being a people pleaser. But the thing, and also one of the most important thing, the people pleasers don't have boundaries. They don't know what is boundary. They don't know where they start and where others start. It is always because they don't know who they are, and they have issues connecting to themselves because they have never been connected to themselves. So they don't know who starts where. So everybody is into their life, and they are in the life of everybody because they don't have boundaries, or they have very, very poor boundaries. They don't respect their own boundaries. They don't respect the boundaries of others, and they allow others to always bring their boundaries down, because for them, boundaries, it's like they cannot differentiate between having a boundaries and a barrier. In their mind, having boundaries is that they will not have access to people, and people will not have access to them. So their need of being a people pleaser will not be satisfied. So they are very, very poor in having boundaries, and they cannot say no to people, even though deep inside they might be dying to say no to people, but they will not do that. The question to be asked, why do they do it? What is in there that that kind of vacuum them into being a people pleaser? It's because they have subconscious beliefs, and our whole life is managed by our subconscious belief. Our subconscious belief, or the perception of what we have about our world, the way we live our life, the way we experience life. So people pleasers have lots of negative and very limiting subconscious belief that kind of doesn't allow them to have control over their life, but to become a people pleaser. And the first thing that they have is they are very fearful. And our subconscious belief is always built in us from our early childhood. So from the day you're conceived in your mother's womb and up to you're 7 years old, there is no filter between your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. So whatever is being told to you, the way you see the world, the way you experience the world, and obviously your parents are your first caretakers. So whatever they tell you, whatever they give you, they feed you in terms of information, you take everything as a reality. And this is how it becomes the perception of how you live life. So, and they are very strong because your whole adult life is actually managed by your subconscious belief. And if you go back down, your subconscious belief is only 7 years old. So that's why we talk about inner child healing. It's because you, as a child, you have picked up lots of belief, and some of them are very limiting. And your limiting belief will always create negative pattern in your life. You will always be stuck in the same kind of relationship. You will always be stuck in the same kind of life situation. There will be always a very strong emotion around those situations: anger, frustration, irritation, rejection, and remorse. You will have also regrets. So those are the kind of emotions that evolve around limiting beliefs in your life, which create self-sabotaging patterns. And for us to be able to change this, can we change limiting belief? Yes, we can. We'll explain further in our webinar. So people who are people pleasers, their limiting belief is that they are very, very scared of being rejected or abandoned. They have this fear that is deep in them, that if they don't do whatever others are expecting them to do or others are asking them to do, they will be rejected and they will be abandoned. And we, being human, we are social beings, and food and shelter are not important to us as much as the sense of belonging and the love, because we have been looking for this forever, and we look for it forever in whatever ways it comes. So the fear of being rejected and being abandoned, it means that having that fear is making sure the need of belonging is being satisfied. That's why somebody who is a people pleaser will always go around and satisfy the preferences, the needs, and the requirement of others, because this is the only way the person feel that person belongs somewhere. That person is loved and accepted. So the person will attract situation and will do anything to please others, just because that person has the fear of being rejected and abandoned. And for human beings, it's very difficult to be abandoned and to be rejected, because that also get to the real sense, the true essence of who we are. And also people pleasers, they also have this fear, the fear of being judged and criticized by others. So they need to become this good girl, this good boy, because they are so fearful that others will come and judge them, others will come and criticize them. This also comes to the fact that if as a child you were conditioned in such a way that you were conditioned by your caretakers, whoever it was, with whomever you have spent your childhood with, where you were told that thinking about others is holy, thinking about others is being close to God, thinking about yourself is selfish. So you will pick up a belief that I have to be preoccupied what others needs and wants, because if I don't do that, I will be a selfish person, and if I don't do that, God will not like me. So I have to make sure that I take care of everybody around me. It's good to take care of everybody around us, but not to an extent where we forget ourselves or we bury ourselves into all of this. And also the limiting belief that people pleasers have, they constantly need validation. They need others to validate them. They need others to tell them they are good. They need others to tell them they have done a good job. So that they're always hungry to be validated by others. That's why they go around and they make sure that they attend to the needs and the preferences of others, because this is the only way they will be validated. And validation is very human. Unfortunately, we have been conditioned to be validated because, as I said, we are social beings and we are all connected. So when people pleases, they think validation to an extreme that if they don't get that validation, they can go to any extreme of themselves, forgetting themselves and trying to satisfy everybody around them just to be validated. And for them, being validated means this is how they exist. So they have that limited belief that for me to be able to exist, I need to be validated by others. And for me to be validated by others, I need to go around and satisfy the need and the preferences of everyone. And one more thing is that people pleasers, people pleasing, people who pleases people, they have also this belief that if they don't take care of others, because they are called caretakers, they like to take care of everything. Taking care of the needs of others and the preferences and the wants of others also boosts their worthiness. This is how they feel worthy. This is how they feel they are important, and this is how they feel they are alive. And for them to be able to satisfy all their needs, they are ready to burn themselves out and take care of other people. Being a people pleaser, does it come with a cost? Yes, the cost is very, very high. Let's go and see. Sorry, guys. So we talked about all of this. And also people pleasers, they attract very toxic relationship. They will attract people who are always in need of looking for others to take care of them. So you will see their relationship pattern is the same. They either become the mother or the father in the relationship, where they have to take care of the partner. They have to make sure that the partner is fine in that relationship. And they always have this checklist that they do. If the partner is fine, if the partner is doing fine, if the partner is okay with whatever they are doing. So there is this constant search of themselves into others. This is how it works. And those kind of relationships are very toxic because the person who is as a people pleaser, you loses yourself. You don't take care of your own needs, but you just give up. And that is quite draining. As I said, does people pleasing come with a cost? Yes, the cost is very, very high. People who are people pleasers, they go to an extent of being pleasing to others, and deep inside of them, what happened subconsciously and what happened energically and what happened in their own psyche, they have deep resentment. They resent themselves, and also they have this loss of self because they have been pleasing others and not taking care of themselves. So they don't even know who they are. They don't even know what they want. They don't have a direction in life. It's just about others. They are always exhausted. Obviously they give 200 to 300% of themselves to others. It's a burnout. And also there's so self-esteem. They have very, very low self-esteem. Their worthiness is always attached to what they can provide to others and how much others are validating them. And there is also loss of intimacy, because they are not connected to themselves. So how they can connect to somebody else? Because to be able to be intimate to someone, you need to be connected to yourself. You need to know your needs and your wants as a person. If you don't know that, you won't be able to connect to another person. And they are also distorted expectation. People pleasers, what happened to them is that they allow people to have high expectation from them, because this is how their subconscious work. They allow people to have high expectation from them, and they will do everything to meet those expectation, even if it is rolling on broken glasses. They would not mind doing that. And also people who are people pleasers, since they are not connected to themselves and they don't know who they are, deep inside they are very, very lonely. They have this profound loneliness, and this profound loneliness in the long run leads to anxiety, and it leads to depression. Because a human, if deep inside a human feel lonely, that human cannot survive, because loneliness is that emptiness all the time, even though they give 200% of themselves to their relationship, to people around them, but they are very, very lonely deep inside. And also people pleasers have lots of regrets, because to please others they have to sacrifice what they want. So in the long run they start regretting. They have lots of regrets deep inside of them. And they are also victim of life. They always tell you they have not been able to do this because somebody else has pressurized them to do something else. So they're always into this victim mode, like it's not their fault. They are powerless, they are hopeless, they are helpless, they couldn't help it. That's why they had to do this for this person, and they have not been able to do anything about them. And they also lose their freedom, because they go around and pleasing everyone around them, uh, and they don't and while pleasing people around them, they avoid confrontation and conflict, even standing for themselves. Is that they lose their freedom, the freedom of speech, the freedom of taking care of themselves, the freedom of giving an opinion. They are very skeptical of doing it because they are scared of being rejected. They are scared of not being liked by others, because their primary need is, I have to be liked by others. This is how it is. We worked on that, sorry. So now, for us to be able to shift all this limited belief that we talked about, we need to access the subconscious mind. And one way of accessing the subconscious mind is through theta healing. And why we need to access the subconscious mind? Because your belief is sitting on your subconscious mind, and your belief, the way it works, it's magical. So your belief are like self-fulfilling prophecies. They work like this. Your belief influence your emotions influence your action, and your action influence your results. So depending on your belief system, you live life one way or the other. So it is very important for us to access that the subconscious mind of people who are people pleasers, and to shift that belief. Because without shifting that subconscious belief, it is impossible to break the pattern. Laura, are you telling me something? Oh, okay. So it's important to access the subconscious mind and to shift that belief, Because for you to be able to shift your life, because your whole life is the way your subconscious function and all the belief are sitting there, we have to find a way to access it. And one way access it, which is through theta healing. So what is theta healing? Theta healing is beautiful modality. I have my personal journey with it. The reason why it is called theta healing, it's because through a meditative process, we take you on your theta brainwave. So your theta brainwave actually will take you in a deep, 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 deep meditative state. We'll do a meditation before we end the webinar so that both of you can experience it. And then when we are on those, when we are on that state, on theta brainwave state, remember we are all energies. And on that state, it's really, we can access your subconscious mind. And in that state of relaxation, we use what we call the window of reconciliation that allow us to change memories easily and quickly. So when we take you on the theta state, brainwave, we will access the first memory where you picked up that pleasing people is the right thing to do. Because your subconscious doesn't know what is right, what is wrong for you. Your subconscious know it has to make you function. It has to keep you alive on this planet. So we will access your memories easily and quickly. I get many people who ask me, is it painful? No, it's not painful. Actually, it's very relaxing. And when a belief is recalled, the wiring between the neurons become fluid. I don't know if you guys know about neuroplasticity, which is a surgical intervention. So theta healing is a neuroplasticity on an energy level without having to open your brain. It's done on an energy level. And it takes a few hours before the connection between the neurons reconsiderates, and in that window of time, change can happen easily. So when we take you on a theta state and we go back to that first memory where you have experienced being people pleasing is how you're going to live your life, and you have picked up that belief, and that belief has become a core belief in your subconscious mind, and your whole life you have been living like that, even though it is a limiting belief. When we recall that memory, what we do, we shift the emotion attached with that memory, because that memory is attached with lots of strong emotion, which is fear of being abandoned, of being rejected, fear of being judged and criticized, fear of being called selfish, because you have picked up that belief as a child there. So we go back there and then we change the emotion around it and we put positive emotion to it. Once we put positive emotion to it, you will feel positively and that belief get shifted. And during the meditation, I will give you guys download as well. So you will feel how the download or actually how we shift your belief. So that is what is going to happen. And the change in theta, when you're on a theta brainwave, happen instantly because it's fluid. So it's liquid, it's energy. So the change happen in your life instantly. You don't have to wait 1 month or 2 months. Once you're out of your theta brainwave, the change has already happened in your life. And it also brings you, when you constantly work on yourself and you shift your limited belief, it brings you lots of sense of loving yourself and being more positive. You know, you don't have this racing mind. Your mind is more calm, and your thought process also is very optimistic instead of being pessimistic. So this is what happens on a theta session when somebody do a session. So if somebody is a people pleaser, so what happened after the person has done session, theta healing session, what that person get out of it? This is what we're going to look at. So after your theta session, first thing that you will become is you will have self-awareness. And the greatest changes begin when we look at ourselves with interest and respect instead of judgment and denial. When we invite our thoughts and feeling into awareness, we have the opportunity to learn from them instead of unconsciously reacting to them. and we increase our awareness of reality by being willing to encounter our personal truth. So after theta healing session, you're more aware. You're more aware of how your soul process goes by. You're aware of your own feelings. You can process your emotions. You can express your feeling. And that self-awareness in itself brings shift in your life, because you're more aware of what are you doing and why are you doing it, instead of subconsciously being driven by a limited belief to do things in your life. And you will also be able to accept yourself. Self-acceptance is anyway an ever evolving process in any human being's life. But you, after the theta session, obviously you will accept yourself more, uh, because you will know that the way you were feeling about yourself is not true. So, and if we are not perfect, we are just the way we are. So there will be more of accepting yourself unconditionally the way you are, without having the fear like I will be judged or I will be criticized. You will just accept yourself you are the way you are. And after your session, you will also be able to differentiate what is meant to be supportive to others, compared to what is taking responsibility of others. Because people pleasing people, they overburden themselves with the responsibility of others rather than being supportive, because they don't know the difference. So after your session, you will know the difference. You will still be yourself. So instead of burdening yourself by taking others' responsibilities, by satisfying the wants and the preferences and the needs of everyone, you will become supportive. You will learn that the health of your relationship depend on your willingness to take care of your share and be true to yourself instead of over functioning in your relationship. Because if you over function in your relationship, automatically it gives others the opportunity to under function. So there is no balance. That is how it's going to shift in your life. So you will understand that I have to be supportive, I have to be there, but I don't have to overdo and take the responsibility of others and overfunction. This is the awareness and the shift that you will create in your life. And it will make you also, you will be more authentic to yourself, and you will come to the understanding the fact that we are all unique, and we should be able to act authentically and connect with who we are and what we value, instead of always doing what others want. So when it will allow you to be connected to yourself. When you will connect to yourself, you will know who you are. So you will do what you have to do for yourself instead of always doing what others wanted you to do. So this will also create boundaries. This will also boost your self-esteem, because the more you're going to be in touch with yourself, the more you're going to respect your needs and your wants, the more you're going to be authentic to yourself. That will automatically boost your self-esteem, because it will bring lots of positivity in your life. And after your session also, you will learn how to let go of the past, because many of us, we try to still keep it our past, and we try to hold on our past, because we like to use our past to validate our present life. But after your theta session, you will be able to let go of your past, let go of things that has happened, instead of being imprisoned, but imprison what your abusers, bullies, or other negative people in your life believed about you, because you know yourself now, you know your authentic self. And you will be also able to take more ownership and responsibility of your own needs and wants, and you will determine what you want and what's important for you. So you will be able to take care of yourself, and you will be able to take care of your own needs. You will put yourself as a priority, not being selfish, but you will understand that self-love and self-care are your birthrights. That is how you will come to understand it. And also you will get out of being a victim. You will get out of being a victim and being on that victim zone, because you're taking responsibility of your own needs and wants. You're understanding how you function. You have more self-awareness. You have more self-acceptance. So obviously that will take you out of being a victim. You will stop blaming others, but you will take your own responsibility. And also, the fear of being rejected and abandoned by others will automatically be taken away, because you will shift your belief and you will be so connected to yourself that you will not have the fear of being abandoned or rejected by others, because remember, it's just a fear, and that fear was keeping you going, because now you have shifted the belief into a more positive one with positive emotions and feeling attached to it. You will not have the fear anymore. And also, one of the most important thing is having healthy boundaries, because one of the biggest downfall of being a people pleaser is not having healthy boundaries. So you will learn how to have healthy boundaries in all your relationship. You will learn how to say no without having the fear of being rejected and abandoned. And you will have boundaries as well. You will respect your boundaries. You will respect the boundaries of others. You will know where you start, where others start. And you will also be able to let people know about your boundaries. And you will ask people to honor your boundaries, because your fear of being rejected and abandoned will not be there anymore. And also, there will be shift in your relationship patterns. Instead of attracting toxic people all the time, you will attract people who respect you, who love you, who will take care of you, who will support you, because you know your value now. You know how much important you are. The same way you were giving importance and love and acceptance to others, you will receive the same. So this is what happened in a theta session. So before we start the meditation, if you guys have any question, please ask me. I am here to answer to all your questions.
Thank you so much for your presentation. And
sorry, I love you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was very helpful, to navigate to life right now. I feel many people now, they start to awake and to look to the life with different eyes, and looking what it's really important, to have a healthy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always say that we are, you are not more important than anybody else, but you are as important as anybody else.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, everything that happened outside of you is actually what is happening inside of you. The outside world always mirrors you. So if you don't like what is happening outside of you, it is an inside job that need to be done.
Yes,
So
I
this is
think we
where,
need a lot of work.
yeah, but it's not like you have to shift everything. That is why I love theta healing, because theta healing will really go to the core of the problem, because you have a main belief which is like here, and then you have a small of them, which is stack up on them. So what do we do, theta healing? When we access your subconscious mind, we are actually accessing a core belief that you have, a core belief which you have been using for so long, navigating into life. When we shift that, the others that are stuck up automatically crumbles away, and it creates an instant shift in your life. This is how it happens. Yeah, and it's very important to being happy and having a joyful life is our birthright. This is our natural state of being, actually. This is how we are made. But unfortunately, with all the conditioning that we have from our parents, from society, school, our community, we have just forgotten, and we keep on seeking everything outside of us, where actually everything is already inside of us.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. So theta healing really allows you to be to know yourself, to discover yourself. So when I started the journey, it was for myself, because I knew I had patterns in my life. And then I realized that I have the same thing again and again, but there must be something which can solve this. This is how I got to know about theta healing. And I shifted my life, to be very honest, 180 degrees. And then I said, why not sharing it with others? Anybody else have? Alina, you have any other question?
No. Not for now.
Okay. So if you guys would like to experience theta healing one-to-one, Illumination is offering a free clarity call of, I think, 30 minutes with me, so that you can have a one-to-one session for free. So you can book that as well.
That will be great. Right now, I'm not in the country. I'm out of Dubai.
You
I'll
can
be
do it
back.
on Zoom.
Yeah, I'll be back in end of the month. So
Mhm.
I think in the beginning of April, I will book. Yes, will be
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah, because we can do it over Zoom as well. We don't have to be in person. But if you would like to experience it in person, obviously, I would always welcome you to do that.
I think it's better in the person because Zoom it's good, it's connecting people, but like a humans, we need that connection, face to face.
Yeah, obviously. So anybody else have any question? Yes.
Yes, I have a little question. Thank you very much for the explanation. It was really clear, very nice. Um, when you were speaking about the people pleasers and their values, you mentioned that they want peace, right? So they want to make people happy. Would that be the case? For example, if the peace is the core one, or it would be peace, or would be acceptance or love, or
It will
because
be, so people pleasers, first of all, the only way they feel accepted and loved is by pleasing others' needs and preferences other than themselves. And people pleasers will never stand up for themselves. If people are bullying them, people are calling them name, they will never go and say, but why are you doing this to me? They will say, no, 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 we leave it, leave it. Let's keep the environment peaceful. So they become like, I don't, so they become like a doormat. Let's put it this way, like everybody walk on them. And they will tell you, but no, keep the peace, keep the peace. But sometimes, you have to put yourself out there and not allow people to treat you like that. But because they are people pleasers and their energy, and remember, we are energy bodies. So our energy speak to the energy of the other person. If you're a people pleaser, you will get people who will come and bully you and will tell you things because you energetically have, and our cell in our body speak to the cell of other people. So my cell, if I am a people pleaser, erase, cancel, delete, I'm not, will come, for example, to Laura. My cell will tell Laura cell, I am a people pleaser. You can do whatever you want with me.
I'll trigger for pleasing.
So this is how it works. So there are people who will tell you no, but let the environment be peaceful, to the extent that they become like a doormat. Everybody just walk on them. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy.
No, would be the same. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Would be the same, for example, somebody who exactly complains about this all the time, but they don't wanna. Because I had this case as well, actually.
Yeah.
Like, okay, say something to that person. No, no, why? I mean, it's like nothing's gonna change. It would
Yeah.
be the same, even though, yeah.
Yeah. And people pleasers also, they complain. They tell you, oh my God, I'm so exhausted by doing this and that. But they will not bring the change in their life because they are so scared. Because this is how they identify themselves. They identify themselves that I have to take care of everyone. So they have this way of masking this into very positive things. Oh, but I am a giver, I am a caretaker, I am like his mother, I'm like his sister, but for them, actually, what is happening underneath, they are satisfying their own need, their need of being accepted, their need of being loved, their need of being seen and heard, their need of being acknowledged. So underneath, they are satisfying their need, but the way they are satisfying the need, that's not healthy. Because those needs are your birthright. You should be having them without having to do anything about it. Just live the balanced life.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as well. Maybe they don't even have their things satisfied because they're being seen or heard just because they are doing something for somebody, not for who they are. So as you
No.
said, this of self. It's like,
yeah. So they don't have authenticity. Actually, they don't know who they are. If you ask them, but what do you want? I don't know. Whatever everybody wants, I will have the same. They don't
yeah.
have a direction. They just go with the flow, with everybody goes. And you will notice them, especially if you have a group of friends. There is always that friend who never look at the menu and never ask for anything, and that person just go every time with this flow. So that person is so scared of being called difficult, of being called, you're always difficult, it's not easy with you. So what they do, they allow others to decide from you. So people pleasers, they cannot take decision in their life. They take whatever everybody decide for them.
Okay.
This is how they work, because they don't want to do it, because they don't know what they want. Actually, it's a lack of direction that they have.
Okay.
Is that clear? Did the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you
So
very much.
you're welcome. Anybody has any other question before we go into our Theta meditation? Okay, so no one. So let's do some meditation. So I will ask you guys to put yourself comfortable. I'll play a music in the background, and you guys let me know if you can hear the music. And put yourself comfortable. You can lie down, you can sit, and just allow yourself to be very relaxed. And it is a guided meditation, so I'll take you through.
Very, very few people, I think.
Can you guys hear the music? No? So close your eyes and take a deep inhale from your nose. Allow the breath of life to fill your lungs, and feel how each molecule of oxygen you're breathing in is filling up each and every cell of your body. And just feel how alive you are. And when you exhale, let go of everything that is bothering you right now. Let go of every expectation you have from yourself. And allow yourself to receive and be present in the here and now. Now visualize this beautiful golden light in your heart center. And it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Allow this beautiful energy to go down your hips, down your leg, down your feet. And allow it to go down to the heart center of Mother Earth. And from the heart center of Mother Earth, bring up that beautiful golden energy you can find there, up your feet, up your leg, up your hips. And it goes through all your chakras, lighting them one by one like a bulb, until it reaches the top of your head at your crown chakra. And it becomes this beautiful bubble of light. Notice the color of the bubble. Now visualize yourself being in that bubble of light. You are safe and protected in your bubble. Allow your bubble to leave the space where you are, and allow it to go higher and higher and higher into the sky. You are safe and protected in your bubble. Allow your bubble to float freely higher and higher and higher into the sky. Your bubble is passing through the stars, the moon, the sun, the planets, the galaxies, and the universe. You are now at the edge of the universe. And from the edge of the universe, you can see these layers of light. Allow your bubble to go higher and higher and higher into these layers of light. You have white light, you have darker white light, you have brighter white light, you have white light again. Allow your bubble to go higher and higher and higher until you reach a beautiful golden light. Allow your bubble to go through this beautiful golden light. While going through this beautiful golden light, you might feel very, very peaceful in your heart, because this is a place of your divine Father and Mother. This is a home of your soul, so your heart knows it. Allow your bubble to go higher and higher and higher until you reach a thick jelly-like substance. Allow your bubble to go through this thick jelly-like substance. And while going through this, you see this beautiful pink light coming towards your bubble. It's so beautiful, it mesmerizes you. It is the law of compassion. The law of compassion surrounds your bubble and guides your bubble higher and higher and higher into the tingling white light. Allow your bubble to go higher and higher and higher into the tingling white light until you find an opening like a window. Allow your bubble to go through that opening higher and higher and higher. You are on the seventh plane of existence. You are with the energy of all that is. You are on the plane of the creator of all that is. And this is the same energy that has created everything, including you. Allow your bubble to dissolve. All you can see around you, all you can feel around you is a tingling white light. It is around your arms, your hand, your feet, your leg. And the more you allow yourself to be with this light, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the more you feel you are becoming one with this light. You can feel that you're part of everything and everything is part of you. And the illusion of separation is just gone away. And in this light, you just know that you're perfect. You're complete. You're loved and accepted for who you are. Now take a deep breath in and say in your heart, I am part of all that is. I am never separated. I am part of all that is. I am never separated. So do I have the permission to clear the space and the space of all of you and you from any negative energy of any name, sort, form, shape, and send everything to God's light? Please say yes to receive. And do I also have the permission to download each and every cell of your bodies with unconditional love of the creator of all that is? Please say yes to receive. And do I have the permission to clear and align all your chakras, balance your right and left brain, balance all the hormone, chemicals, vitamins and minerals in your body? If you would like to receive this, please say yes. And do we have the permission to align your heart with your mind, balance your ego self, and also align your physical body with the energy of Mother Earth? Align your physical body with your higher self, and your higher self align with your soul. Your soul align with the creator of all that is, that you're part of all that is, and you're never separated. If you would like to receive this, please say yes. Thank you. Now, do I have the permission to download you with the ability to know, to understand, to feel, to also teach you that it is your birthright, that you're worthy, you're deserving, it's possible, and it's safe, that you know how to and you do live your daily life being connected to the creator of what it is, that the creator of what that is and God are the same, that you're always connected to the purest energy of the creator of what that is, that you are always receiving the love of the creator of what that is. If you would like to receive that, please say yes. And let's also release from you the fear of being rejected, the fear of being abandoned, the fear of being judged and criticized by others, and the fear of life being overwhelming, life is being hard. Can I release all of this and send to God's light? Please say yes to receive. And let's also release all of you from the need and the obligation to prove yourself to anyone, including you. Would you like to release that? Please say yes to receive. And let's download you with the ability to know, to understand, to feel, to also teach you that it is your birthright, that you're worthy, you're deserving, it's possible, and it is safe for you to be loved and accepted for who you are, that you are safe and protected to be your authentic self, to live your true life, to be able to speak your truth to the law of compassion. If you would like to receive all of this, please say yes. And let's also download you with the ability to know what it feels like, that you know what it feels like to live life without fear, without doubt, without worry, without being a victim, without being used and abused and taken advantage of, without anger, frustration, and irritation, without hardship, struggle, strife, without suffering, pain, without having to feel powerless and helpless, without feeling unworthy and undeserving. Would you like to receive all of this? Please say yes. Thank you. And let's also release you from the need and the obligation to give purpose to your pain, to your suffering, to your hardship, to your struggle, to your strive, for you to have a beautiful and a meaningful life. And let's replace that you are worthy and deserving. It's possible and it is safe for you to have a beautiful and a meaningful life without hardship, without struggle, without strife, without suffering, without pain. If you would like to receive all of this, please say yes. And let's also download you with the ability to know that all of this download has already happened at all your 4 belief levels, across time and space, in between life dimension and realities, in any spoken, written, and languages. And all your positive receptors and cellulars are open to receive this download with ease and grace. Where there was no receptors and cellulars, they have been created by the Creator. We give our gratitude to the Creator of all that is. And these downloads are for your highest and your greatest good. We give our gratitude to Mother Earth to be her children. We give our gratitude to the Creator for the life that we have and every experience that we have in this life. And we choose to live life vibrating in the frequency of unconditional love over fear. If you would like to receive all of this, please say yes. Thank you. Now see yourself being washed into a waterfall of light. And see this huge space around you, which is made of love and light. And we request Creator to fill this space with happiness, with joy, with fun, with kindness and compassion. If you would like to receive that, please say yes. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and open your eyes and share your experience. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was it, Alina? Did you like it?
Yes. I lost focus a little bit. I think
That's
in
okay.
the beginning, yeah, the thoughts is coming and go.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, mostly I was really listen your voice, and I tried to visualize,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really good. So in the end, I was more focused, let's say.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And how was it for you, Laura?
The first, thank you very much for the meditation. And then it was really interesting. I could really feel the heat. I could really feel the energy.
Yeah, because you were all, I check, because I am in your space when I get connected to all of you. All of you were on Theta State and you received.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I really felt that. It was really.
Yeah, yeah. So when
Really?
you're in that Theta state, this is when we go down to to the memory lane and we change, we shift the belief. So and before we leave, we have belief at our 4 belief levels. So we have belief that we get in this lifetime. So when the day you were conceived in your mother's womb up to you're 7 years old, you also carry in your DNA 7-generation ancestral belief. So whatever trauma, suffering, and everything your ancestors have gone through, you're still carrying it in your DNA. And you live life with some of those beliefs. And you also carry belief on your soul level. So how many times your soul have incarnated on this planet, which is many, many times, you have belief at your soul level, because every time your soul came on planet Earth to learn. So sometimes we need to shift those beliefs as well, because for this lifetime, they don't serve you, they don't help you. So we shift them. And you also have belief, which we call the history level, which is a mix of all of this, and also your past life. So actually, Theta Healing is collapsing quantum timeline, because you're a multidimensional being. You exist in many, many timeline. So in Theta, when we go on Theta state, you will be able to go down the memory lane, whether it is this lifetime, whether it is your ancestors come in and they tell you, okay, this belief was serving us for this. And you tell your ancestors that it was serving you, but it's not serving me. So I'm letting it go. And we will replace that belief with something which serve you more in this lifetime to go through this journey. So it's quite magical. And as I said, I had my own personal journey with Theta Healing. I was a person, I had anger issues because I come from corporate. And people were very, very scared of talking to me. My voice was not this. It was so, my voice was full of aggressivity that people would always tell me, why are you angry? And I would say, I'm not angry. This is my normal self. So I was a chief financial officer before shifting into what I do. So for me, angelic Reiki and Theta Healing is part of my journey. I've experienced them. I've shifted my life. And I started having health issues, which was an autoimmune disease that I started having, which is called uric acid attack. And that was why my wake-up call when doctor told me that I would be on a maintenance pill for the remaining days of my life, which I said, no, there must be a way of finding another solution. So they are part of my journey, and I love sharing them to the world. And Angelic Reiki is very powerful as well. It's not the other Reiki system. Angelic Reiki, actually, I've been attuned with the Angelic Reiki symbol. So when you come for a healing with me, I channel the energy of the angelic kingdom of light. So it will be your healing angels that will come through me and will heal you. And it's also multidimensional because it takes you on a journey as well. And it's less therapeutic. So I don't talk to you. I normally place my hand on your shoulders, and the energy, you will feel the energy flowing from my body and going to your body. You will meet your angels. You will see ascended masters. We had lots of ascended masters on planet Earth. We had Jesus Christ is an ascended master. Prophet Muhammad is an ascended master. They were people who had a normal life, but knew who they are. So we are all light beings. So they knew who they are. So you will get to meet them and you will feel them. Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, they will come in and they will give you healing. And you will also get to meet the star people. So you will have people, you will have galactic beings from the star constellation, from the Pleiades, Sirius B, A, B, and C. If you're part of that constellation, you'll get to meet. I have gone through, personally, I have experienced probably 5 psychic surgery where you get a light being come and do a psychic surgery on you when you needed that. They do that. And angelic Reiki also, you go down to your karma, code cutting, and your ancestral healing as well.
Wow, wow, that sounds super powerful and
Yeah,
amazing as well
both.
and beautiful.
Yeah. So that is the power of angelic Reiki. So I was very connected to the angel before this journey. I was already doing card reading, angel card reading. So when it came to me, it was like everything was planned for me. It just came one after the other. And then I decided to become the teacher. And then I said, I will share it to the world.
Wow, what beautiful experience as well. Like
Mm.
how one thing leads to another and leads us to the journey and to find as well who you with what you
Yeah.
really resonate as well.
Yeah, I started my journey actually well before because I was in shamanism. I like plant medicine. So I started my journey there and then it came to angelic Reiki. So I got graduated, like I finished my teacher with my master teacher training angelic Reiki in October 2019. And around October 2019, and I didn't look back from there. And I also had the opportunity to be a co-author in a book, in an international published book, which was bestseller on Amazon, called When the Goddess Called. I have a chapter of my life in that book. So for me, it was like everything just came through.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing journey so far. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing it with us, for
Yeah,
giving
thank
us.
you so much. Yeah.
So we will end this webinar here. I do lots of talk as well on my social media where I normally advertise for Illumination. On Sunday, I do a general card reading for the week, angel tarot card reading on Instagram, where we ask the angel to guide us for the energy of the week. And every Thursday, I am there. I talk about a topic. This week we talked about, last week we talked about commitment. This week we talked about how to increase the pleasure of life. And if you guys would like to join, why not? And then I also do webinars and online on-site seminar with Illumination. Obviously, I'm with them. And also you can book your one-to-one session if you would like to experience what I do. And I do meditation as well, angelic meditation, and sometimes theta healing meditation.
Wow. One question: do you do only those card reading for the week on Instagram, or do you also use Facebook for that?
For the time being, I'm doing it only on Insta. I am not on Facebook. Before I was doing it on Facebook, then I shifted to, but I do post the link to my Instagram on Facebook because I do an angel, like I get an angel card for people every day as a guidance.
Okay.
So that link is there. So I work very closely with Illumination. I enjoy actually working with them because it is a beautiful platform. And I get to know people get to know me. And I'm also there to share my own journey, how I have empowered myself. And I'm very, very honored to empower others as well, because for me, that's my success.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, it is a beautiful empowerment story. Thank you.
So I wish all of you good night. And Farah is telling me something. Farah is like my fun, She's always there. Oh, she met Jesus Christ on one of the journey. Good. Ah, I will see. Farah is asking me to do a theta session of abundance and prosperity on Insta. Yeah, when I get guided, I will do that. Why not? But I do webinars for Illumination like twice in a month. And at the end of the month, on 31st of March, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to teach Angelic Reiki 1 and 2, which is a practitioner level of Angelic Reiki. So we will talk about the workshop, and obviously there will be an angel meditation. So if you guys would like to join, please do so. It will be on the
Yes,
31st.
for me, I really like to have this course to do it the angelic, because I'm very attracted to the angels, and so that will be great. And I have a question. Maybe it's a bit silly, but I don't know.
No question is silly ever.
We have this meditation together. Did you feel us? I mean, did you feel my energy, or?
Because all the downloads that I have given to all of you is what you needed. No, did you not feel that?
Yes, was different from what I experienced. I mean, I'm trying, alone in YouTube, to be to have a guided meditation, but it's not the same. So I'm curious if you connected to my energy and you feel my energy.
Yeah, I felt the energy of all of you. I would not, because the download, actually, I didn't write it or whatever. I just get connected and I ask Creator. So when I am doing the meditation, when I am on Theta state, it's not me. It's either my higher self or it is the Creator. So it's not Lekrani, the person. So whatever I have downloaded to you, because I would not remember. Even if you come to do a Theta session with me, Farah has done one. When you leave the room, when we come down into our beta state, I don't know what I have done. I will forget. Because
yes, you're the messenger. Yes.
Yeah, I surrender completely. So whatever I have given you guys, the downloads that came was exactly what you guys needed it. And you would feel that, oh, this one is for me. She's talking about me.
Totally. And even your voice was different.
Yeah, my voice is very different. True.
So different.
So this is how powerful is Theta healing. It's very, very powerful because I've always been a magical person. So I believe in magic. So it works for me. And being connected to the Creator, actually, even scientists are agreeing that out there is an intelligence. There is a power out there which tells an embryo how to become a baby, which tells a plant how to crawl, which tells a nut how to become an oak tree. It doesn't just happen like that. And there is a perfect balance in this whole universe.
Yeah, that is true.
It is our ignorance that doesn't allow us to see that. And remember, when you're waking up every day, the divine is expressing itself through you. So you're already perfect. There is nothing in this universe which is not perfect. Universe is working perfectly. It's properly balanced. Yeah, there are issues on planet Earth, but Mother Earth know how to manage herself. She doesn't need us.
Totally.
Yeah, she'll manage herself and she'll get out of it. She doesn't need us. It's us who has to remember that we are part of all of this, that we cannot be all alone by ourselves. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining in, and take care, all of you. And if you would like to book your free consultation, please contact Illumination. And if you reach out to me on my social media, let me know. I will direct you to Illumination, and somebody from Illumination will contact you to book your free consultation if you would like to. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good
Very
night.
much.
Bye. Thank you, Pia, for helping me. Pia is from Illumination. Thank you. Bye.
Good night.